Hi, I'm Mel from Cotswold Outdoors in Skipton. This is the Merrell Siren Sport 3 GTX. This is one of our most popular shoes and has been for many years. You've got a Gore-Tex lining, so you've got good protection from the elements, a nice grip. Comes in several colour offerings, though the black, grey and purple is the one we tend to hold the most in store. You get a nice amount of cushioning through the sole unit, a bit more of a drop from the heel to the forefoot than in some of the other shoes. So added comfort for those of you that don't get on with a more neutral shoe. It's a Vibram outsole, which is very popular, pretty much every customer we get through the door. However, I would like to add that Vibram sole units do vary massively. So just because you've had one Vibram sole unit that you swear by does not mean that the next Vibram sole unit you buy will be the same, because they will make the sole unit to whatever specifications the brand asks for that particular shoe. This is a shoe that will fit a really wide range of customers. You get a good amount of adjustability from the lacing, but it is fairly generous, especially across the flex point where most people require extra width. The volume is fairly generous, but for those with a slightly slimmer foot, it is able to still hold most feet pretty damn securely. Fairly lightweight, they're not quite as lightweight as the Midsole Durban. It would still tackle a lot of varying terrains and be useful for travelling. I see a lot of these used around town due to its popularity, but it'd be just as at home out in the woods or out on the hill. Being a shoe, you aren't going to get any ankle support, so if you do require ankle support, I would be looking at our mid-range. But if you get on well with a shoe level of support, then this is definitely a contender for most hiking uses. This shoe doesn't have any rigidity from a shank running through the midfoot or heel. So although you do get quite a lot of protection from the terrain through cushioning, if you're carrying weight or traveling over fairly lumpy, bumpy, rocky terrain, you are likely to feel that somewhat through the sole unit, which could lead to some foot fatigue if you're wearing them for quite a long period of time. So if you were backpacking and your feet aren't used to carrying that kind of weight or walking for that kind of distance, I would be looking at a shoe that offers a little bit more structure and support. But if your feet are fairly used to that kind of punishment, or you're going quite lightweight, then this would be a good option. So for instance, in the Midsole Durban, you have this rigid section through here that will give you a little bit more protection from the rocks, but the trade-off is that this does not have as much cushioning as this does. So that would be very much down to your preferences and coming into store and trying them both on to do a comparison. If you want to hear more about this shoe, then there'll be a link down below.